Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Here today we're going to be looking at signs that you are being affected by narcissistic abuse. Now, the horrible and scary thing about narcissistic abuse is it can kind of creep up underneath you. Before you know it, you can be stuck in a narcissistic abusive relationship. You can have, family, kids, house mortgage, all this kind of thing, and you can't escape. And you don't even know how it happens. So the important thing is to start to look for these signs as early as possible, because once it happens, it can be, once you realize you're in it, it's not the simplest thing to get out of it quickly. So let's look at the signs of whether or not you are suffering from narcissistic abuse. Is this something that is affecting you? The fact that you're here right now looking at this video tells me that you're ready to empower yourself to break free from narcissistic abuse, because you might not think that you're in a kind of relationship where it's going to happen, but it doesn't have to necessarily be your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife. It can also be a family member, your sister, your brother, your mother, your father. It can be anyone. It could be your best friend. It happens, it can be people you work with. I've had it at work, and you come home from work and you're like, it just felt heavier, right? You just feel heavier working with certain people, and you look back and you're like, wow, now knowing what I know, looking back, I can pinpoint the people who were narcissistically abusing me. Now they have no free will. I don't blame them. I don't look back with anger, resentment. But if I'd known what I'd known, I could have protected myself better. I could have protected my energy, because the toxic person in your life doesn't care about you, they care about themselves. So you need to be looking out for the signs that you're in a relationship that is toxic. Now, one of the signs is often you find the world quite confusing. Now, it makes sense for someone who's trying to manipulate you and get you to be their source of energy, their source of power, their source of food, to be confusing you so that you don't know what's right or wrong, so you have to ask them, because that is ideal for them. So look at the signs. Are you feeling confused right now? Okay? Are you asking someone for help, and are they helping you? Are they being accountable for what they actually say they will do? Or are they always using you? Are they asking you to borrow money but never paying you back? Or when you ask to be paid back, they get all angry and blame it on you and say, oh, you're not a true friend, or you're not a good husband, you're not a good wife, because you're asking me for that. How dare you ask me for that? You know that I'm in difficulties at the minute. And making it all about them. Because a genuine person, if they hurt you or they did something, they borrowed money from you, they would be like, oh wow, I'm so sorry that I did that, and they wouldn't do it again. Or if it happened again, it would be very rarely. It wouldn't be a continuous pattern. And these are the patterns that we want to look out for. Is this person keeps hurting you? Also, are they expecting you to treat them in a certain way? Like, is it is they expecting you to always be there for them? When you come home from work, do they have the food ready for you? Or when they come home from work, do they expect you to be there for them? When they're sick, are you there for them? But then when you're sick, are they there for you? Because often it's a one-way street. And if they're not treating you the way that you should be treated, or you want to be treated because that's the way you treat people, and that's not a fair relationship in any format. It doesn't matter how narcissistic they are, but you deserve as much as they deserve, right? Of course you do. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect. So look at those signs. Are they being demanding? Are they punishing you when you're not there for them, but yet they get their own way all the time, right? Are they making you feel uncomfortable if you're bringing up topics that they don't want to talk about because it's maybe making them feel as if, they're guilty of something. Because the chances are they probably are guilty of something. So of course they don't want to talk about it. But yet they're making you walk on eggshells because of their guilt. And yet you're the one suffering the pain from that. That's not right. Another thing that you often find is people say that they feel like they're acting not themselves. What I mean is, when you're with someone who brings out the worst in you, so if you find yourself constantly getting angry or upset or frustrated or tired, all these kind of feelings that kind of come up after you've been with someone for a period of time. Maybe you're eating more, maybe your addictions have got worse, your alcoholism, whatever it is, maybe your escapism, into Netflix or anything like that, right? If you're finding that you're going to this more, or since you've been with this person, or since this person started to, cause these arguments, that's your body telling you that something's not right. Like, we need to listen to our bodies. It's so important. Otherwise, we're getting in the way of ourselves by not listening. There's no point. The body is such a great thing if we pay attention to it. There's so much going on in here. We're actually doing ourselves a disservice by not tuning into the body and saying, what are you feeling? And if it feels something, I want to run away and I want to get drunk. Why? Why do you want to run away? Why do you want to get drunk? There's a reason for it. Are you finding with the person you're with that you're always having arguments where you literally go round and round and round and round and round and round in circles, and whatever you say, whatever great logic you come up with, however it's simple it sounded at the beginning, when you put this argument down, are you finding that now that argument is being twisted and turned and you're so confused? Because that is the narcissist manipulating you. That is a narcissist finding a way to wiggle out of accountability, of manipulating you into just saying, you know what, I can't be bothered with an argument because it's too much for me, this is a waste of time. And you start to even self-blame. You even start to say to yourself, unconsciously often, but you'll say to yourself, it's probably me, like, maybe he's right, maybe I'm causing all these arguments, and if it wasn't for me, maybe I should just shut up, maybe, and you know what, the argument becomes worse than the thing that you're arguing about. So then you stop bringing up that fact that you don't like it when they look at other people, or turn their phone off when they get home, things like that, or whatever it is that actually you should be able to have an adult conversation with. It's again, when someone's going off on a tangent, and of course people do that naturally, but why? Narcissists are very manipulative, so they're looking for ways to take you off track, to take you off course, to blind you from what's really happening, to take you into their world. And that's scary. That's something to be worried about if it's happening all the time. Are you finding that they're getting in trouble all the time, and you find that your mess, their mess is something you've got to tidy up all the time? So maybe they got an addiction and you're paying for them. Maybe they get in trouble all the time and they don't take any accountability, and you've got to help them out with their bank statements all the time, and help them to remember to pay this, or turn up at work on time, or whatever it is. Get your car insurance sorted, and they're always like, well, leave that for another day, someone else will deal with that. Because again, if they're not willing to take accountability for those things, are they willing to take accountability and responsibility in the relationship that you have? Or are they just using you because they know that you'll clean it up, that you'll clean up their mess, you'll pay their fines, right? You'll take all that bullshit. Because again, is that someone who you can count on? Really? No. What that is someone who can count on you, right? They can count on you. That's not right. If you're always, walking around feeling like I shouldn't even, bring up the conversation of why haven't you paid that bill? Again, you're walking on eggshells and tiptoeing around someone, or not being yourself around someone because you don't want to hurt their feelings, or because you're scared that they're going to get angry, or, that's never good. Or if you feel like you're going crazy, if you feel like you're losing the plot, again, this is something that they want to do. They want to make you feel like you've lost the plot. They want to make you feel like you are literally going crazy and that you can't trust yourself, you can't trust your own feelings, but you have to trust them and you have to trust their feelings. That's what they're trying to get you. That's the place they're trying to get you to. They want you to feel, drained and exhausted and scared, basically, but too scared to even think about doing something for yourself, that you end up doing stuff for them all the time because you're just so tired. And all you want is peace and quiet. And they know that, right? They know that you will do that for them. They know that you're a nice person. They know that you're probably an empath, or you're a people pleaser, or you're a highly sensitive person. And they suck out that energy, which takes a massive toll on your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. And if you are suffering in all these areas, or one of these areas, but it's happening on a regular, it's time to start looking if it's the right relationship for you. Because, all these signs that we've gone through, there is solutions available. To break free from from this narcissistic abuse. Because why should you have to put up with this narcissistic abuse? And the sooner you can find a way to get out, the sooner you can retake back your energy and take back your power, then you can start living a life that you were born to live. You can live a life where you are free. So I hope this video is helpful, and if it was, please subscribe down below. I'm gonna leave a comment of what you'd like to see in the next video, because we're going to do a lot of these videos to try and help you to navigate your way around narcissism.